What is up guys, Munash here, and today we have Aegon against Abyss of Legends Hood. Now this is one of the more problematic fights if you don't have Aegon, because this is the one mistake where Human Torch just doesn't really do well for. Because he's gonna place a bleed and poison debuff on you every 20 seconds and at the start of the fight. And also he has special 2 and special 3 bias as his abyssal ability. So you really just need someone who can deal with bleed and poison. Either shrug it off, purify it, convert it to passive fury if you know who I'm talking about, or just be completely immune to it. So due to his abyssal ability, you're gonna want to play this fight a certain way with Aegon. So the main thing that you need to do is just make sure that you can actually hit him with the crit just after the timer goes off when you would receive the bleed and poison debuff, and at the start of the fight. It's almost like playing with suicides, although the bleed and poison are a lot more stronger than the masteries. And then the other thing is you also don't want to push him to a special 2, because that one is a bit trickier to evade, although you can block it, but the main thing is then he will go invisible, then you do have a chance to miss. And then after that he goes into cooldown, which makes him stun immune, and that just makes the fight more annoying. But yeah, Aegon's a pretty good counter for this fight, probably one of the best, since, you know, he's got the damage output and he can deal with the bleed and poison. And also being able to crit through block just makes it a bit easier to deal with those debuffs. So the mistake I made during the first fight is just not healing up before going in. So I started with 40% health and then took some hits on the block and then was down to 28%, pretty much right at the get-go. And you won't always get the perfect lineup of hitting him, so you can lose just a few more percentages whenever you do get those debuffs. So now the key to getting this fight down pretty comfortably with Aegon is you want to bait his special 1 as soon as he has more than 1 bar of power. So you don't always want to do a full combo, because then it will be more difficult to bait his special 1 before you start losing skirmish or warfare charges, because then that just lowers your hit count and you end up doing less damage in the fight. Because sometimes he can be very stingy with that special 1, you know, it can take time for him to throw it. So you want to make sure you can still hit him to remove the bleed and poison without pushing him to 2 bars of power. So that's why it really helps to start baiting that special 1 as soon as you can. And if you can just do that, then you shouldn't have much problem with this fight. And even when he doesn't throw that special 1 and you start running out of charges, I would still recommend just being patient and wait for it, because when you see Fight Me Coward pop up, he should play a bit more aggressively and he'll be more likely to throw the special attack. So yeah, I recommend just being patient, well, unless you're an absolute ninja at dexing his special 2, and then you can play around the invisibility and then stun immune afterwards, but yeah, I just wouldn't recommend that. So yeah, like I said earlier, the main mistake I made for this fight was just not healing up. So I ended up getting knocked out after doing about half the hits I would have liked to, because I just couldn't remove the bleed and poison quickly enough with the amount of health I had. So I only took 11% in the first fight, and I believe in most of my runs I was doing about 18%, and then finally towards the end where I went unblockable, I was doing at least 20% per fight, because then you can just hit into his block before you start losing skirmish and warfare charges. So Aegon can do this fight in 3 revives without boosts or suicides, although I'd say 4 is more realistic, especially if you're not fully ramped up. And then the second last fight ended really early because I kind of got intercepted when I was trying to bait his special 1. I don't know, like I dashed back and then he dashed forward at the same time, so I guess I just got outskilled. But yeah, Aegon is a pretty good counter for this fight. I think Ghost might just be the best counter overall. I'm just not sure how she would do without any synergies, although she would be pretty good with just Hood, because then at least you can run suicides without taking any recoil. But yeah, any hard-hitting double immune champ should work just fine. So that's going to be it for this one. I hope you guys found it useful. Thank you for watching, have a wonderful day, staying safe and all that, and happy Heritage Day to all my fellow South Africans. See you soon.